Hey educators, welcome back to Coach Larry's Handbook. I'm building a better education environment online for both students and the teachers through understanding the online world. Do you and the students often feel that you're all alone with no connections to the class materials or one another? Do you or the students feel a sense of being isolated from the classroom? Does procrastination lead to assignments not being complete or students not showing up for face-to-face meetings? Okay, educators, think back to the days of high school or even college. Do you remember the favorite activities? I bet it wasn't math class. Now was it, to be honest, it was fun stuff. Dance, a football game, or some kind of right. Sports and social activities give students a means to connect with one another and build a group dynamic and bond. Unfortunately, education is often divided by students' individual academics, abilities, personal challenges, and desire or hobbies. Not everyone takes 4 years of art classes or 4 years of advanced bands. That everyone attends pet rallies for homecoming. Sports give students a single rally point to be able to cheer on their friends and their team to beat the other schools and their teams. Unfortunately, this is what connection is often missing in online classrooms. Students don't feel connected to a physical space or one another because they often are on their own and do not have a unified, centralized activity to rally around. In Chapter 2 of Coach Larry's Handbook was about helping educators and students recognize and overcome many of the overwhelming and isolated aspects of online education. Often both students and educators don't realize how overwhelmed they are in the online space until it's too late and education is being affected. Students with the new versions of tools necessary to realize if they will need to ask for help or to see if they can help out other students that they notice are struggling or to get a teacher or educator involved if there is a problem with another student that they see. Episode 3, Chapter 2, we talked about the ways to overcome these overwhelmed feelings for students, including keeping physical elements of and traditional in-person classrooms, such as meeting set times, setting clear written instructions from the beginning of the semester. They'll also have difficulty involvement levels when you have basic interactions to more detailed instruction themes that students can seek out depending on their distant interests in the subjects. Additionally, we covered how themes such as set up their workspace for students can find ways to deal with overwhelming amount of information. Give it time and practice, and they can learn the difference between information necessary to the class and outside interests once they were able to understand that the process can be overwhelming and everyone has a basic knowledge that it's okay to feel overwhelmed and how to it is that they became overwhelmed. Students, parents, and educators alike are able to watch out for warning signs and get ahead of. Once everyone have a common ground and know of potential dangers, then students and educators are able to work for. At this time, if you feel the need to go back and review the ways to help students and educators overcome the sheer volume of information, go back and check out the early episodes in this series. Sports role in education. Now I know what you might be thinking to yourself. How can sports be important in a digital online world? How can I use sports to motivate children that are students that are sitting probably miles apart who aren't in the same classroom? The answer is simple. Just the way education is generated online, so how many sports? Just because of the means of the classroom has changed doesn't mean that the basic principles of using sports to balance education have to change. Maybe the means of delivering a content change and go onto a digital platform, but the lessons and updates for a new era are still the same. Sports and education had a long-standing partnership of being in place to give students an insight, common bond, build unity and pride in their school and their fellow students. Sports activities can be used to help students learn discipline, physical strength, and dependency, to have clear goals, and to complete a task, all which are skills that translate into academic world. Sports can help students learn many important life lessons such as working together in teams, helping those that are struggling, treating others equally, being inclusive, building self-discipline, and the ability to accomplish tasks that seems hard or even impossible, and to help develop a sense of fairness. Building a scene of pride and unity helps students translate from the most basic levels of physical and safety of Maslow's hierarchy of needs to the next level of belongings and love as well as esteem. Helping to build a sense of pride and unity connections takes the art of online education from an act of survival to one success from a temporary stopgap measure during the pandemic to a permanent new education platform that has real world applications and teaches our students the skills they need going forward in the online world throughout the educators. Believe it or not, one sport has actually found its way move its opportunity from the physical world into the online space with the actual competition of all sports. It's NASCAR! I know what you're thinking. How did NASCAR competition sport based on auto racing with speeds over 200 miles an hour find a way to translate racing into online format? COVID, NASCAR, and iRacing. Oh my! Sports and education both had a rough 2020 with COVID causing all in-person education and sporting activities to shut down, basically on go. This left people in all industries scrambling, trying to fill temporary solutions. March 2020 was a shutdown all global sports activities, including both the sports of Major League Baseball and World Cup soccer that we just covered in the chapters 1 and 2. This is like other sports. NASCAR was looking for any means of survival through the pandemic. The success of NASCAR pandemic's survival strategy and realignment of their fan base for after COVID became so successful that it was actually covered both Forbes magazine and be used by educators today as a guide to better transition their own online communities into space when students can't find an fun element connecting them to the digital world. Spent 10 weeks shut down, and like other businesses and industries, the future looking bleak. NASCAR was forced to let employees go both at individual tracks and at the time of the change in the industry, as the series just changed from having one annual sponsor to 4 separate companies sponsoring the series a year.
6% for NASCAR, with an 18% increase in mobile app downloads. Fox Sports recorded a 30% increase over 2019 and 431 million views on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. NASCAR.
Thank you for watching this episode of Coach Larry's Handbook. On the next episode, we're going to talk about the lack of motivation and the lack of face-to-face interactions. And thank you for watching.